Oh, hi. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're having a great time or having a great day whenever you watch this. I have had a very chill weekend. I have a little bit of a chronic pain thing that was acting up, so I've just been chill, hanging at home. I fell down a rabbit hole on TikTok the other night and got out of bed at like 10, 11 o'clock at night to make a sourdough starter. So I guess I'm on that journey now. It's day 3. He's doing quite well. I have named him, or I'm considering naming him, the Great Wizard Jenkins. But I will be calling him Hal for short. Yeah. So other than that, just very, very chill times in the house this weekend. It was a long, emotional week in other areas. So having a little break has been great. And now we're here to play some 14. And I am excited because today I have to make a decision about which grand company I want to be a part of. And deep down in my soul, I know that I am here for the glory of the Twin Adder. But do I try a different route this time? We'll see. Anyway. Come on. There we go. Haru is being a menace, so I will probably have to... there will probably be interruptions today. I do have the cat cam set up in case he does decide to join us. But as of right now, it is what we refer to in Seattle as false spring, which means that the last 2 or 3 days, the sun came out and it's been like 50 degrees and people are happy. And like everyone who has seasonal affective like disorder, the seasonal depression stuff, is like, oh my God, I'm alive again. But see what happens, Seattle does this every year for like 4 or 5 days. And then the temperatures drop, the sun goes away, and then we have another month of like winter. All of that to say, fall spring is happening, so birds are also out, because the birds have the same reaction as the people, I guess. Birds are out, and Haru is, putting in some bird watching hours. So. He'll be by, if he wants to, maybe later. With that, let us go about some questing. Let's go talk to Tataru. Oh, that was the wrong button. Guy there. Also, I have mail, and I don't know where it came from, so I gotta go look at that. Alright, Tataru, what's up? I'm sorry about all the attention that you're getting, Hala. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and too often, to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of the 3 services. Excuse me. An elder seed seer, Kanisana, will deliver her address at Miketo's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Rabban Alden will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, You must make your way to the stateroom in Limsa Lominsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merlweb Lofiswin, again, 10 years. Anyway, we'll be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry, Xanthale, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the Remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, that schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. So does that mean, actually, like, if I go to wherever, they'll just start the Remembrance ceremony there? I'm not going to test it out, because, but... Alright, Moogle, what you got for me? Oh. I am really hoping that I've only been muted since Haru started rubbing on the mic, because that means that all you missed was me talking about him being a menace and bird watching in the window. The capacitive mute button on the Elgato is really cool, except for when you have a cat that you don't control. Speaking of, you leaving? Okay, bye. Alice of the Dead, maybe? Poking around looking for work, you must be an adventurer too, am I right? You won't find much here, I'm afraid. Seems the only thing people talk about these days is the nasty bit of business down near Isamhar. Surely you've heard the stories of a strange portal suddenly appearing in the ruins down there. Hey, don't give me that look. I'm only telling you what I overheard from the whalers. They say on the other end of it is some sort of labyrinth. The thing is, every time they go down there to map the place out, nothing is the same. A mystery if I've ever heard one. Frankly, I'm more than happy to let it stay a mystery. Strange apparitions, booby-trapped corridors. Going down there is nothing short of suicide. Still, the prospect of treasure is awful tempting. Don't take my word for it, though. Head down to Isamhar, and you can hear it straight from the Chocobo's mouth. Hold on, because this has been driving me nuts. Button. So how do I character config? Map guild server, local time. Limit gauge. Here. Okay. So it is HUD. Not you. Is it you? Yeah. There we go. Okay, that feels better. Also, something that I have not done that I really should have is figure out what the hell these are. Okay. So that's an AoE. That's a debuff. Limit break. I don't need auto attack on here. You there, you there. You there. Faint is a debuff. That's an AoE. Leg sweep is a stun. Let's swap. Physical damage dealt. okay. That changed. All right. Well, I'll figure that out. Probably not now. I don't think I've unlocked all the aether crystals for Gardania. No. Okay. I'm gonna just run through real quick and do that. Hello, Stinky. I heard you. Got one back there. Yeah. Ooh. There is a super dry spot in my throat. So I may have to turn that off a couple of times. If I just magically, this one I already have. If I magically just like turn the camera off and you hear nothing, but I'm still moving, I'm just coughing or something. The other side effect of fall spring is that my sinuses are like, well, hey, that means allergy time, right? Right? We're here for some allergies. Love allergies. Do not scratch that. Okay, there's skill. I think I've got all of the ones here. I need to go into just the Archers Guild? Okay. Okay. Perfect.
I lost my son to the Calamity.
The three Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seed Seer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, Their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the Calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on the
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the Calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
For all
forest.
the elementals!
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Oh, no. Stop. Stop going so fast. Yeah. Old Boys has been throwing me off for a lot of characters. But Alice, when she spoke earlier, that one was more jarring for me. Because we had so little of Alice in 2.0. That one just, that voice messed me up. Let's see. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, but mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Rama. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the Calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixals still continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Yes, I did get your mail. Thank you very much. I was confused because I went to the auto gear me thing, and only 2 of them showed up, and I realized that the ring is level 29, and I'm not quite there yet. So, but yes, thank you. That was very nice of you. Though honestly, I'm leveling at such a pace that, like, the reason why I'm wearing garbage gear is, like, this is a level, like, 17 quest, and I'm at level 28. Like, I don't really need gear right now. But that was very, very kind of you. Olda. Nope, not the Moogle. Yeah, I know. I don't really need it, but I do appreciate it. Yeah, well, they don't give, they don't give a ton of accessories at this point, right? Like the first 20, 25 levels, I think. Oh, no, I'm trying to get on the ship, not run away from here. And, like, I've got the earring and the ring that do experience bonus, so not a lot going on here. Half the time when it comes to the, like, gear choices, like quest complete, choose which gear you want, I'm just taking the money because because I'm, like, so out of sync with the rewards right now. Oh. Oh, I think this was the wrong place. That's okay. Oh, that was not the button I was pushing. I mean, it's the button I pushed. It was not the button I meant to push. I meant to push this one to put the face back. Because the cutscene's over. Though it's just gonna be another cutscene, I probably could have just stayed off for a while. Where am I trying to go? Camera roll. And thank you for bopping that, the by viewers message. I was trying to, but like, for whatever reason, the mod buttons, they don't always show up for me. And so I can't do it, and I'm like, but I'm streamer. I'm streamer. Why can't I push the button? Fine. Okay. Say goodbye to Face. Face will return later.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Naldal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, Yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Raoban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth?
The time is now!
Fancy meeting you again.
The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Haru, please stop yelling at me. Please. I am getting so much sass right now. Please hold. This is going to take more than a minute, so I'm going to go ahead and do a stretch break. We'll be back in just a bit. Hi. Hey, buddy, you gotta move. Come over here. This concludes pet tricks. So I hope you enjoyed that. Of course, now I have the bag of treats on my desk, which means he's gonna lose his mind for a while. Oh no, he left. Okay. He's pretty smart about when the treat bag is out of my hands, knowing that he's not necessarily gonna get more. So. Anyway, after all, the Sultanate's coffers are... Not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless. And even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do, the Uldans send their forces to smite the Primal, and then they invariably succeed. Each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonders, then, that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. For their sake, I hope that the Flame General's words struck a chord with you. Man, Alizé the entire time is really just like, this is all bullshit. All of it. It's just bullshit. Yes, it was very cute. He is very cute. And he is in the other room screaming. I'm gonna go check on him real quick, actually. I didn't even unmute. He's fine. I am overprotective, basically, is what it comes down to. But he's good. I think it's the thing right across, right? From Bulwark Hall. Yep. Here to attend the Remembrance service. Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Gallian Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the Calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the Calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Gallian Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea. Gather beneath the undying crimson standard and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
They really could have given him a different line instead of saying fancy meeting you again at the both places. Like, change it up a little bit. Come on, guys. It also feels weird having that line voiced and then these lines not. But I know that was a lot of A Realm Reborn has stuff that should have been voiced that just wasn't. Because they had no money. They were panicked and not sure this game was going to continue. So, as the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominsans' backyard. And that is to say naught of the internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. Hello, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope? Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say? What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. She didn't say pray return. That's upsetting. Hello, cat. Are you gonna lay down now? Are you gonna lay down? No. Oh. Sure. Don't rub on that. Don't rub on that. Don't. He rubbed on the camera. Anyway. I guess I'll go back to the Waking Sands, even though she did not pray that I return. Bum, bum, bum. That reminds me, I should set horizon. Oh. I don't know what my problem is with understanding which button is confirm and which is cancel. I don't know why I constantly am hitting the wrong one. Okay. Nope, wrong way. So, the question now, which green company do I join? Because real Hala, other Hala, is in the Twin Adder, you know. But does this Hala want to be a Twin Adder? Kind of. This Hala does not want to be a pirate. So I guess that kind of limits the options. Because as much as I love Limsa and knowing their story like further down the line, the pirate stuff just is not my thing. Being an immortal flame could be interesting. Oh, you are full on. Hold on. Excuse me. Privacy. I apologize that you had to see that. Welcome back, Hala. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Hala. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer. Oh.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and 7th Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Eorzea, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
So, I agree with what you've said about the voices being weird. Alice specifically, like, if I remember correctly, this is the last time we see her until Coil. And that's not voiced. So, like, I had no recollection of what her voice was. And that was rough. That was really rough. The problem that I have with Elfino at this point is that I don't hear Elfino, I hear Sam Riegel. Which Sam, I've heard a little bit of, I've heard random comments from, I forget if it was Sam or Taliesin. Somebody was saying that, like, when they were recording this for A Realm Reborn, they didn't know it was a Final Fantasy project that they were working on. So, like, I wonder if they had known if some stuff had been, like, a little different. But yeah, I can't remember if I played A Realm Reborn or if I did the switch at Heaven's Word, because at some point I switched from the English voice acting to playing in Japanese. And I can't remember where that switch was. I think it was at Heaven's Word, because I remember I didn't have the same, like, super jarring experience of the switch from Sam to Colin for Alphino, because I was listening to it in a different language. It's like, so I didn't have that same experience. And so when I did switch back to English, like, I had been listening to Japanese voice actors for so long that I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And, like, I knew voice actors had changed, but, like, it didn't hit the same way. But yeah, going back and playing this now, I don't know if it's that I'm hearing Sam because I like watched Critical Role and I know who a few of these voice actors are. Like, when I listen to Thancred, I hear Taliesin. Which OG 2.0 English first playthrough, like, Thancred was my favorite, and I didn't know anything anyway. But like listening to it now, I'm like, oh, that's Taliesin. And it feels weird. Though Taliesin did actually a fantastic job as Thancred, but like, or does, like I'm playing actively now. I don't know. It's weird. I think most of the voice actors for 2.0 did a really good job. But I do think that the recasting, probably 99% of them are better recast. Not necessarily in a skill of voice acting. There was some, yeah. But I think just... It could also be that they've had a longer time to be, like, in those characters and, like, really make those characters their own. But, yeah. It's been interesting. Colin, the now voice actor for Alphino, I'm pretty sure that's his name. I might be mixing it up. But he was streaming for a while. He was playing, and I think he still does now and then, but, like, he has a job and a life and stuff, and, like, this is not his thing. But he was streaming and playing through A Realm Reborn, and it was really interesting because when he would voice act, when he would be in cutscenes with Alphino, when he first was doing it, he was like, should I... It got to, like, the first cutscene with Alphino, and he asked the people watching, he was like, should I do my Alphino? Like, and actually, like, do the Alphino voice? Or, like, should I try to match what Sam's doing? Like, and obviously everyone was like, no, just do the Alphino that you do. Like, please. But yeah, so it was really interesting to get to see him do some of that. I know there's been like chatter here and there and like forum posts and stuff about getting 2.0, getting Realm Reborn like redubbed with the new English cast. And like the more that I am playing through this now, the more that I'm like, yeah, that kind of I think would be a good idea. But also, like, with where we are in the game, who knows how much longer they're gonna have people start with this part of the story, right? Because this is a lot of content to go through. But it's good, mostly. Like, 85% of this through Endwalker is amazing and should be played by people. But anyway, I suppose it is time to make a choice. I know for sure that it's not. I'm not going to be a pirate. A Realm Reborn. Okay. A Realm Reborn cannot be skipped. I would concede that it could be super condensed. Like if it needed to be. But so much, especially if we're looking at playing through the Heavensward, like through Heavensward and Stormblood and Endwalker, Shadowbringers and Endwalker, like if you're looking at playing through that, so much of what happens in those are connected to things here. You need some of the A Realm Reborn content. Probably not all of it, but a good there's a good chunk. I do think it could be condensed though. And they have condensed it actually. Like I don't know what's been taken out. Because this is the first time I'm playing through since they've done some work to like clean it up and make it a little bit more manageable for people starting at this point. So anyway, I do still think a Realm Reborn, at least some of it, is necessary. Stormblood really just isn't. No, I'm kidding. Actually, that's actually not how I feel about Heavensward entirely, but like I know a lot of people love Heavensward. It has never been my thing. I did not enjoy it that much. This choice is not actually that life-altering. I don't know why I'm struggling with it. You were wrong about that, though. About Heavensward. I just didn't care about dragons and the Pope. Same as with A Realm Reborn, though. Like, there are chunks of the Heavensward story that are necessary for the context of the, like, larger arc of those, 5 expansions or whatever. I skipped a lot of Heavensward, I think. Like, just trying to get through it. So we'll see, like, because obviously the goal is to play through all of those expansions. So I'm going to go through Heavensward again. We're going to see, maybe my opinion will have changed. Maybe, because I feel like I'm not paying more attention this time, but like I guess I am, because I'm looking for connections to things that I know are going to happen. Yeah. I don't know. It's the same with Stormblood, though, too, honestly. Like, there are bits and pieces of that story that you do need to experience that really to have the full context for that full arc. And then Shadowbringers is just a perfect piece of media that no changes, no notes. It's fine. It's amazing. We do not touch her. And Endwalker is just about me crying. So it's fine. It's fine. That's fine. You know what? Let's be a flame. Oh, that was also not what I wanted. Huh. Yes. Also, hi, Cliffy. Welcome. You can switch Grand Companies later. There are people, I am not one of them, who have done all 3 Grand Companies to get, like, the achievements. So, if I really want to change, I can. Like I said, it's not that, life-altering, choosing which one. Stupid fire bird. Why? It's not a bird. If it's not a bird. No, it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not. Because at the end of the day, like, we don't care about the Grand Company specifically. We're in it for the Shard as a whole, and also the Scions. Like, we don't do a whole lot directly for the Grand Company. We do a couple of things here and there, and like, the Grand Company just helps us get a chocobo, and like sometimes sells us some stuff. Would be interesting if at some point in, like, probably not 7.0 that will happen, but 8.0, like, they actually make which Grand Company you're a member of mean something. Like, that would be wild to just, like, show up one day and have it be like, well, They've gone to war. And you're like fighting. I don't think the grain companies are gonna go to war against each other. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. It would just be wild if they if they just like threw that in. Yeah. Let's be a little arrogant. That's fine. I also am not reading this, so sorry. Speaking of skipping through things. Oh, Imperial Sir, they fired on a high-wind skyway airship. Scouts say they're coming down to the west near Horizon's Edge. Bloody hells, of all the times for this to happen. Paula, there's no time for formalities. The Immortal Flames need your help now. We're in the midst of a large-scale operation against the Amalja, and we have no one to spare in Western Thanalin. You must get to that ship before the Garleans do. If there are any survivors, see that they do not come to further harm. Now go. Odd. Did you pick Ul'dah as your drink? Yeah, I did pick Ul'dah. This is... I'm replaying this game. I do have, like, my main character who's not up to date. I'm, like, patch behind into 7.0. And that character has always been a Twin Adder. And so I decided I wanted to try something different this time, but I'm not a pirate person. So, okay, we'll do Immortal Flames. See how that goes. Where? Oh, no. Nope. Nope. Okay. You know what? Nope. Pushing every button incorrectly. That's fine. That's what we do here. Immortal Flames has one of the cutest skirts for a glam. Oh, that is one. I understand and respect that glam is the true endgame. I've never gone real hard into it though. Might be something. Might be time. Might be time. Don't get me wrong. I've had cute outfits, but like, it's never been, you know, my endgame. Perhaps this time. Yes. For everything. I have clothes on. I'm probably fine. Well. Oh, good. Yeah, this is the first time meeting whoa, my brain. So, I have played this game for 10 years and I know a lot of things about the game, and I've spent hundreds of hours that equate to probably years of my life in this game. I am just now having a moment where I cannot remember which one is Biggs and which one is Wedge. I am ashamed. So, you know, just sharing that. It's fine though. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm PvPing just for glam right now. Yeah, PvP on Real Hollow, main Hollow. I had done some PvP because there was what Black Mages had like that horse outfit a while back. That was part of I've done a little bit of PvP stuff here and there to get like seals and glam stuff. I'm horrible at PvP and just being a Black Mage. But then Roro, you know that. So you're very aware. That's fine. An adventurer, what are you doing out here? No, wait, let's find some cover first. The Immortal Flame sent you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Are you all right, sir? Our scouts reported the attack on your craft. We've come to rescue you. Hala Alduin, yes? Glad to have you with us. I've not seen a craft of this design before. That trader Garland has been busy. The secrets of Magitech are ours by right. They are not to be squandered upon the savages of this land. Buddy! We're taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. They mean to take the ship back to Castrum Meridianum, along with your friend. Wedge. It's little one's Wedge. You have to help him. The Fool of Alalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. Nice looking ship, though not the best place to have taken shelter, I agree. It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. It's the first since Master Garland. Well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight. And she was soaring. She really was. Till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. We attack on my command. Kill them quickly and save the Lalafell if possible. Is that clear, Hala? Show them what becomes of those who play with fire. Charge. We're under attack. To arms. Now I have to remember how the monk buttons work, because I have not played in a week, and that's fine. Pigs. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. Too damn close. So how'd she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can bring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts, but we can defend this position until the engineers leave. You should go, Hala. You still have unfinished business to attend to at the Hall of Flames. You're not quite one of us yet, though anyone who'd seen you in action today would be forgiven for thinking of it otherwise. I just wanted to say sorry, you know? For calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if it hadn't have been for you and the Immortal Flame lads here, lads there, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. No fate, no fate. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, Cliffy. Have a great rest of your day. And wrong buttons. Always wrong buttons. Welcome back, Hala. Word of your deeds in the field reached me not long ago. Exemplary service. Sorry, I had a OneDrive pop up on my screen for some reason. Your willingness to assist us on short notice is to be commended. Clearly, your reputation is well deserved. Now then, I believe we have some unfinished business. Shall we continue from where we left off and induct you into the Immortal Flames? Are you ready, Hala? Then let us begin. Hala Altuin, you stand poised to enter a sacred trust. The flames of Ul'dah burn bright, casting light where there is dark, and purging evil wheresoever it lurks. We are ever ready to meet the nation's enemies in battle, be they beastmen, Garleans, or worse. And at a word from the Flame General Rabban Alden, we would gladly lay down our lives to maintain the peace and prosperity of Ul'dah. To join our ranks, you must forsake all other nations. Only then may you commit yourself to the fire and be reborn as an immortal flame. Burn as one of us, Hala Altuin, and together we shall chase the darkness from Ul'dah. Will you swear an oath to mark this occasion? I am so tempted. I am so tempted for the ... What skills I have belong now to Ul'dah. It's fine. And Ul'dah will have need of them in the days ahead. The knowledge and experience of well-traveled adventurers are valuable assets. Very well. Your resolve is plain. Hala Altuin, I hereby confer upon you the rank of Flame Private 3rd Class. Welcome to the Immortal Flames, Private. May you fight to the last for coin and country. Can you hear me, Hala? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Immortal Flames contacted me with the news of your enlistment. And congratulations, Private Altoind. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a Flame of Ul'dah, you are no less a Scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. It seems your presence is required elsewhere. But before you leave, perhaps you could find a moment to speak with Commander Swift. He is not one to see new recruits go into the field unprepared. Yes. Interesting. This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario for A Realm Reborn. You have to unlock a chocobo. Gonna go ahead and get that started real quick. Flame chocobo insurance. Right, how much? Hmm. 200 company seals. Okay. Let us. God, I keep doing that. Let's go to Horizon. And then we will go ahead. Oh! Jumping right on top of me. Takes a photograph of you. Is there a new emote part of an event that I have missed? I should have it. Okay. Is it something they added when they added the G-Pose stuff? Because that is something else that I've never gotten into, is the G-Posing, so I don't know. Oh, actually. Go ahead and... Why? Stop. I don't want you. Oh, did they? Huge. Did they give a reason why? Or is it just we did a cute thing? partnership. I'm gonna have to wait. Yes, this is the right way. I'm gonna have to look at some stuff because there is 7.2 like coming out tomorrow or something. There's some maintenance. I think it said hot fixes, but I also think like I had to download a patch when I logged in. I don't know. I'm so out of the loop on current stuff. I started 7.1 and got to the dungeon, and then I went into the dungeon with NPCs, kept dying, and then got 90k'd after beating, I think, the second boss in the dungeon, and I was just like, too much. I can't do this right now. So I need to go back and like actually catch up because I'm not caught up. Okay. But we are gonna go and park ourselves in here with Minfilia. Oh, don't huff at me when you walk by, sir. Attitude from that child, I swear. Oh, hey Ida, hey Paplimo. Okay, I'm not gonna talk to this guy because I think it's gonna kick off a cutscene. I'm gonna do a stretch break. So I'm gonna take a few minutes, walk around, get some water, you know, do stuff you need to do, take care of yourself, and we will be back shortly. And we're back. Hopefully that was a good little break. I forgot to tear off the notifications on my phone because I don't want them. Are the Oscars tonight? Looks like they are. Good for them. Yes. Anyway, here we go. Welcome back, Hala. Lady Manfilia awaits you within. Hello, sir. Stop it. Leave the lamp alone. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Hala. Now, when last we spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Sataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Hey, Biggs and Wedge. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Gods, man, spit it out, will you? Wedge, at your service. I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. I feel like they're 2 of the only engineers, because the only other person that I feel like we see is Jesse. Anyway. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea. And I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Okay. And they all immediately left the room. Wait, that? Huh. It sloped. That is very unimportant, but anyway.
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Eorzea, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the sylphs. a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained. Until such time as we know, it would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us? I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
And now, the sylphs. I don't know why I'm running out. I have to... God. It's because I moved it. No, I didn't move that from there. Whatever. It's fine. Everything is fine. We know far too little of the sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the science once more if we are to... Ah, beg pardons. It is a terrible habit of mine to think aloud, but tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Hail, adventurer. I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the Twin Adder? Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Ida and Papalimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, the curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Twelveswood home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Ramu, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial audience to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solace remain untempered and have many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorne Hut. Our officers stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylphs' favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. Hawthorne Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us right there. A friendly palaver indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. Indeed. First I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, hold on. The gate. Nope. Alright, the earring doesn't matter because I'm using the experience. Oh, right. This is also, like, actually the level I am at. Ooh. Wait. Level 10? What? What? Hold up. You'll never catch me! Oh, this is the thing, the climbing thing. Right. Oh, well, big jump. I need another, I guess, 1 or 2 fates. Whoop, whoop. Well, okay. That's fine. Remember if I've been here yet. I think I have. Yeah. And you are lavender beds. I don't care. Wait, why was I coming here? I didn't need to come here. You know what? It's fine. We're not going to talk about this. The ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorn Hut without much trouble. Do I know this place? I didn't even think about the fact that the bird sounds here would get Haru's attention. Do a little attuning. Indeed, I am Emmeline of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more, you do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're a peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're... Beg pardon, friend. My memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all clutter in my noggin now. Though I've shared my stories with those around the hut before, you might have more luck with them. The Sylphs? Yes, Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up a mess of glyphs, squiggles, and chocobo scratches. The sylphs? Inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day, they're drawing marble faces on our masks. The next, they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of a ravine. Tell them to stop and they just laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart might be through her stomach. Don't even think of trying to foist your foodstuffs on a sylph. They sustain themselves simply by bathing in the sun, or so Rolf once told me. Fair enough. Oh, of course, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories, has brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You'd do well to remember this. It just may help win the favor of our forest friends. Oh, still here, eh? Great. There's one more thing you should know about the sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along a, drat, what was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking of the matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than mine. Okay. Before I go speak to Rosa, I'm going to go ahead and do another quick stretch break because I feel myself shrimping. So quick stretch, get some water, get a snack, do what you gotta do, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. And we're back. So, we got a little bit more time, I think. See if we can't get it to the meeting with the sylphs today. The problem is sometimes you like get up and you take a little stretch break, and your cat, who is laying very cute and sleeping next to you, goes, "Oh, we're getting up, we're moving around," and then when you're like, "Okay, my stretch break is done, I'm gonna go sit down," the cat says, "No, you woke me up because you left, and now I'm gonna stand in the other room and just scream at you." See, while I was gone doing my little stretches, which was like me just like moving my body, not like actual stretching. We had a little bit of uppies, and I think I'm now getting the feedback that it was too short and I didn't do it correctly. You see, what I have made Haru do, or I've made him do, what we've started doing is if he wants uppies to look in the hall, because he likes to see what's outside of the apartment. If he wants uppies to look in the hall, I think he heard me say uppies and came. He has to jump onto my shoulder. Like, I don't bend down to pick him up anymore. He has to jump up. It's payment. And he does it. And it is really cute. He never asks for, like, actual uppies. There are a lot of cats who do that, who are like, "Oh, human, pick me up, I want to snuggle." He doesn't do that. And that is one of the things that makes me sad. Because that is one of my favorite things that cats do. When they do that stretch up and they're like, "Oh, pick me up." He doesn't do it. So this kind of fills that, like, that feeling for me a little bit, because I'm like, "Oh, you want the thing? Well, come on, do uppies." And originally I thought he was gonna do the stretch up. He full from the ground, just like push off, jumped and like landed on my shoulder. And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm down for that. That is cute as hell." So I'm like trying to reinforce it. But so we just did it. But I didn't show him the hallway. I showed him like other tall things that he doesn't usually get to see, like my baking cabinet and one of the closets. And I think he feels like he was did not receive the payment that he was deserved. So Link did that, the stretchy up, like, "Human, I would like your attention, please pick me up." Yeah. My childhood cat did that, and it's one of those things that I just love so much because it's just so cute. But Haru's not. He's I must be with you all of the time, constantly in your vicinity, but I don't want to cuddle. I don't necessarily want pets. I don't want to be on your lap or like whatever. I just need to be next to you. So I do know he likes me. But I do miss having like a snuggle buddy cat. So, but he over the last week, because I have been so stressed out about the stuff going on at work, he's been really sweet and like staying a lot closer, and like he slept with me in bed a couple nights, which he doesn't usually do. But there were a couple of times where I woke up and I was like arm up against his body, or like I fell asleep the other day like kind of holding his body. It's ridiculous. It's so dumb, but it also, like, he was very, he's not formally an emotional support animal. I'm pretty sure my therapist would write up a thing being like, you cannot, she has to have this cat or she will literally melt, turn into dust and, like, crumble away. But I think he does a really good job of, like, oh, there is something wrong with the human. I'm gonna actually, like, you know, take care of her. He did a sort of similar thing when I had COVID, which was really concerning to me because COVID, you can actually pass from human to animal, to cats. And so I was, but, like, because I live alone, I couldn't, like, there wasn't anyone else to, like, take him away and take care of him. And, like, if I'd have locked him out of the room, out of my bedroom, he would have tried to break the door down. So, like, I had to let him be in and be near me. But anyway, this is a whole rambly bit, but he's great, basically, is the point of all of that. A peace offering for the sylphs. Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey. But I fear that wouldn't get you past their front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milkroot? That's what we call the root of that most fiendish seedkin, the ochu. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that's said to induce curious visions in the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the sylphs seem to enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an ochu around the combe in quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you to stimulate it somehow, with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. I don't know how I feel about stimulating anything. Where is this fate? Because I would like to get seals so I can buy myself a chocobo. Oh. Level 6. Did they, like, massively turn down fates? Okay, I think I have enough seals. Cool. Let me go find this grass I have to stimulate. Of course I'm poisoned. catching these cables. Wait. Oh. Good boy. Oh. Yellow. Yourself? It's possible. You could see yourself. Oh boy. Oh. You want down so bad? Oh, right in the camera, okay. This is the stream now. Who needs the video game? I have cat. Right, cat? Is that your spot now? We're gonna see how well I can do this with him there. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? Milk root, but of course. Those sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do a flagon of mead. The effect's just about the same as well. Any road, a gift of milk root will have the sylphs calling you friend and sister the moment they lay eyes on it. Now, let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from the god's awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me, I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the morble that put an end to my adventuring days. But I can tell you that story another time. You've more important matters to attend to today, yes? The sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know they're kind at heart. They'll not shun one whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend, and do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it, if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. Ah, and before I forget, don't go traipsing off just yet. Emmeline here would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend, and do pass along my regards to the winged ones. It's good to see your knowledge of sylphic culture has matured. I see no reason to delay your mission any further. Upon your arrival at Little Solace, seek out a young sylph by the name of Homuxio. He has served as an intermediary between our people on many an occasion and has the close ear of his tribe's elder. I see the Hawthorn Hut has furnished you with some of that malodorous root the sylphs so adore. I have something of far greater import for you to deliver, a missive from the Elder Seed Seer herself. To summarize the letter's contents in brief, it vouches for the integrity of our envoy, that would be you, and restates Gridania's desire to maintain a harmonious relationship with our long-standing friends of the forest. The war with the Ixal has taken a toll on our resources. We can ill afford to get mired in another conflict. I need not impress upon you any further the importance of this mission. May the 12 see you return with good tidings. And away we go. Nope, that's fine. There is part of me that wants to go back to Ul'dah and finish the Chocobo. Don't run off that cliff. Run off this cliff. That's the Chocobo quest. But I think I'm also misremembering where Little Solace is. I think the spot I'm thinking of that I don't want to run through is where the Tempered Sylphs are. So I think, yeah, because that's Little Solace right there. I'm good to just walk up here. That's fine. I forgot that this is what the music sounds like here. That's cute. Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does. Oh god, this is gonna be painful. I forgot how the sylphs speak. Walking One is not familiar to this one. This one does not trust strange walking ones. Strange dancing ones might be a different story. This one expects no such thing. Walking One should go home and leave this one be. How? Social emotes. Oh, photograph is there. Interesting. Calm down. Up there stands. This one would welcome Walking One who moves like these ones. If Walking One would talk to this one will answer. This one is a busy one, so Walking One should speak with quick tongue. Walking One would bring gift to this one. Walking One is most kind. Walking One brings Milkroot. Milkroot fills this one with great joy. This one gives thanks. Gives many, many thanks. Walking One carries message for Elder One. This one will deliver the message to Elder One. Walking One should not worry. Hello there, we're envoys from Gridania, and we're here to treat with your people. Aye, we come to pay our respects to your elder and to learn more from him, more of your lord. Learn from him more of your Lord Ramu. Who are these ones? These Walking Ones come from Gridania. Walking One became a dancing one and brought Milkroot, but Walking One tricks this one. This one does not like tricks. This one will speak no more. Elder One is busy. Walking One should go home. Go home, you say? But the sylphs of Little Solace have always welcomed Gridanian envoys with open wings. The letter carried by Hala here is an oath of peace penned by the Elder Seed Seer herself. Still you would refuse us? This one's reasons are no business of Walking One's. Elder One has no words for Gridania. Walking Ones waste everyone's time. Well, I never. Turned away at the gates. Whatever did we do to deserve such a rude welcome? Was Hollow's jig insufficiently jiggy? I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent... I'm as baffled as you, but something tells me recent events have our erstwhile fluttery friends feeling uncommonly wary. It would seem we've no choice but to ask around and see how we might earn their trust. Yes, because these do anything. Thank you for potions that I will never use in my entire lifetime. Say, Holla, are you in the mood for dancing? That's right, dancing. We went through all the trouble to learn the Sylph's traditional greeting, but you've hardly greeted any of them. Why, if I were a Sylph, I'd be beside myself with delight to see an adventurer expressing interest in my culture. Me? Of course I'd be happy to join. Ow, ow! There go those bloody leg cramps of mine acting up again. I'm not gonna read much of what the ones say, because I don't know. Also, this would probably make more sense to put on hotbar, but I don't know. Would you like to hear the good news or the better news? The good news is that your lovely dancing has brought smiles and high spirits to all of Little Solace. The better news? Why, I've thoroughly recovered from those accursed leg cramps. Onward to our next adventure. Paula, as an adventurer, you're no stranger to helping distressed folk, I'd wager. Tales of good deeds are quick to spread. The adventurer who comes to the aid of the local populace can go from stranger to hero overnight. No doubt you see what I'm getting at. The Sylphs who make their home in Little Solace do so having been driven from their woodland home. Surely they have their fair share of troubles. Seek out troubled Sylphs and see what might be done to ease their worries. A sound plan, would you say? Would you not say? That said, these Sylphs are not known to share their worries with outsiders. You would be better off inquiring with Here Amelia, of the Gridanians who reside here. She is most like to be privy to the Sylph's troubles. Reading is hard. I think I'm gonna hop to Ulda, check in on Chocobo, because I am now thinking that I might have to rank up in the Immortal Flames before I get access to buy stuff, but I can't remember. Nope, I can. Okay. Excuse Excuse me. Is that... Okay, that's the... at the gate. I think I would like to unlock the bird. And then probably pick up with the sylphs next week. Because I generally aim to do about 3 hours of a stream, and we're a little over that, which is fine because I've taken a few extra breaks, but it's time to step away from video games for a little. No? There it is. Give bird. Give bird. Hello, bird. That barding is coming off you so. Oh, I have to name it. Oh no. Oh no. Because I am never gonna top naming my chocobo Quetzalcoatl. Like, there is no better chocobo name that I can come up with. Do I want to call you? In reality, I probably won't be using chocobo. So I don't know if it matters what I name it. The internet say. Right now, I'm leading towards Chimka Nugget. Actually. Hello? Don't think he likes the name. He shouldn't like the name. Cool. Now... General. Wait, I'm doing it. Okay. Wait. Did I just fully... Oh, the fucking whistle. Thank you. Speaking of... Yeah, so when you have a second character, it gets all of your veteran rewards. And then for a lot of the like purchasable store stuff, you also get those mounts. So like because not all of them are like it'll say like for all characters on accounts, or it'll say limit for one character on account. So like I have like I have fat chocobos, I have the paisa, I have the pre-order mounts, the deluxe or collector's edition or whatever mounts. I think the ones that I've bought, fat chocobo, one of these was a store purchase and one was like a promotion they did. Paisa I bought. I don't remember where the horse came from, but I wouldn't have bought it. The Ark was a pre-order. Falcon was a pre-order. Maybe. Fat Cat I bought. These two were like deluxe editions. And the Cloud I bought, probably. The, this one, pre-order. Probably. Yeah. Who do I want on the hotbar? I can't fly. So having the Cloud and the ships feel weird. I don't know what Paisa looks like with a non-low. Let's do Fat Chocobo. Okay. And then I'm gonna go sit. Is this the right way? Yes, it is the right way. I'm gonna go park myself at the Pugilist Guild. And then I think I'm gonna, excuse me. And then I'm gonna call it for the day, because I've been reading a lot and I think my voice is starting to go. So, thank you for coming and hanging out and watching. It has been great fun. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.